Hi there, my name is Tony. I'm going to be demonstrating today how to lay cork and colour tiles. What we need to have is the tiles themselves, need some primer to do on the floor first, some glue, a Stanley knife and a ruler of some kind or a straight edge. So, hopefully this doesn't take long, let's see how it works out. Now I want to make sure this floor is as clean and dry and smooth as possible. Because cork tiles are flexible and they can bend, that means any stones or any big area things underneath could end up trapped under the cork and you might see it once that polyurethane is on. So make sure this area is swept nice and clean. So I'm going to start with a cork and colour primer. This is a special primer made for these cork and colour tiles that will be on the floor for about 20 to 30 minutes before we start with our latex glue, which is contact adhesive. So start with primer and then we'll move on. So I'm back, I've had time for a cup of coffee and now the primer has started to set, and as you can see I've started to put down the cork and colour adhesive. Now it's a latex adhesive, but there's absolutely no hurry in putting this down. You can actually leave the latex adhesive on the floor, go away, you could come back the next day and it would be fine for the tiles to be laid on. So now I'm ready to start laying my tiles. I've got the first two out of the box and I'm going to make sure that when I put them down it's in the correct place so that the entrance into the room is even and we see a clean line of tiles going in. So across here I've measured 82 centimetres, I've divided that in half and I'm going to put one tile on each side of that divided line. So let's give it a go. Now remembering that once they stick down they're staying, and if you do make a mistake and put it down wrong you'll rip it up very quickly but you possibly will lose a tile in the process, so try and get it right first time. So as you can see here I've managed to get 4 tiles down perfectly fine, they're looking beautiful, and I'm going to try and keep going with the full tiles before I start even cutting away. On the edges I've only used a half tile rather than a complete tile, so that really just involves measuring out from here to here and cutting it with a Stanley blade to fit in that half tile there. And remember you can use the scrap cork for any other smaller areas around. So at this point I'm at the very end and I'm just doing those last little fiddly bits around the edges. As you can see on this floor here, I've really only used, because it's such a small room, only about 5 full tiles and the rest has been me cutting in. And so we've gone around and we've finished this part of the floor. To go around into the toilet, I've just lifted the toilet slightly and slid those tiles in. If you can't lift the toilet then you do have to cut around. However, it's very easy doing that and just making sure that the beveled sides of the tiles match up so you have bevel to bevel. Now I have one part left at the behind the toilet. I'm just going to show how easy it is to cut the cork, so I don't have to be too worried because the edge is under the toilet. I know it's going to be around there. It's a cut down this and the cork simply breaks like that. Okay, so I've finished laying the tiles now. As you can see that's all done. I've given them a quick sweep over to ensure that there's no more bits of cork dust or glue coming up between the tiles, no primer anywhere, and just making sure that that surface is completely clean because we'll now put the polyurethane onto those tiles and it will come up looking absolutely mint. But you must ensure that they're perfect without any dust or anything because that dust will get trapped under the polyurethane. Now remember we're using a water-based clear drying polyurethane. The reason for that is that we've got a coloured surface, we don't want that colour to go yellow at all, so we're using the right polyurethane, so make sure you use what's instructed on the cork and colour packs. Now the beauty of having water-based polyurethane is that it's non-toxic, safe for children, pets and everything. You can just pour that on there and spread it as evenly as you can on the floor. Now you don't have to worry too much about brush marks or anything because the polyurethane will spread as it dries. And that there's your polyurethane floors. So it's a beautiful finish.